Do you understand? Where's this? What's this? It's the Facebook?
Yes.
Oh, the Facebook one is, yeah,
I've done this. I'm sharing the screen. So they're seeing.
oh, okay, that's perfect. Yeah, but, that's beautiful.
So now they might comment. See someone.
It's in Kolok, it's in Ham Kitchen, you put nyoyenza left for, and then let me share the, to
Okay,
greetings.
go, I'll get. Madam, do we have jam here? No. No? Jam.
No.
On the scones? No.
No.
Let me take my heels, please.
Please take the keys, ne? Don't leave them. Yeah.
You guys are taking too long to start. Why?
What about this one? Let's see. Kaya? Please, there. So please help me. What can we do? Maybe work with. And this? Yeah. And then if you take tip it over. Tip it over. And tip it, but it mustn't fall. Doesn't? Alternatively, just balance it somewhat. That's the alternative. Whose bag is this? Which one? For in.
Amazing.
Hi.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
If you find your phone sleeping flat on the floor.
So you guys are free to join the teacher, right?
See? Oh, thank you. Is it go with your too late? Thank you. That looks better. Coming. That was that. What's the say?
It's in the content.
See, is it fine down here? It's too far.
Yeah, we should put it on top of family.
Maybe this corner. Because she's going to later. She'll be there. She's also taking my services.
A very good morning to you. Welcome once again to the Supercharge HR with AI workshop. We're honored to have you, we're honored to host you this morning, and thank you for making the effort to be here. I kindly ask those that are outside to make their way into the conference room as we begin the proceedings of the day. My name is Oscar Mshapaize. I'm the Business Development Manager for ITM Katope, and I'm happy that you're all here and going to learn some great insights that will help in your work in the human resources, how you can take advantage of artificial intelligence to save time, to be more efficient, to be more impactful in strategy, in contributing to your organizational strategy and goals. So as others are sitting, taking their seats, and to those that are online, we are about to go live on YouTube, Facebook, and Microsoft Teams. You are welcome to invite your colleagues to say the workshop that we've been waiting for is now going live. In a few seconds, we're going to be hearing from the speaker of the day who is ready to give us some great insights. I'm excited as much as you're excited, I know, because AI has been portrayed to be a disruptor that is going to replace humans. But today, that mystery is going to be demystified as we get to the bottom of this matter to see, is it really going to be replacing humans? And to what extent? And what can we do? And how can you position yourself as an HR professional to be relevant in this fast-changing world? So with that, without much further ado, I want to invite my Managing Director, Ms. Petunia Mukwena. She's just going to give us a brief presentation on ITM Katope and just put a context on why we are here. And it is my singular honor and privilege to make welcome Madam Petunia Mukwena. Let's give her a round of applause.
A very good morning to the wonderful faces looking at me today. First and foremost, thank you so much for honoring our invitation. This is ITM, and I don't know if you've noticed, but we're literally busy moving in. So you are literally our first guests to come through. Yes, you can go ahead and clap. When we started out, we actually intended to just invite a few people, but I'm so grateful that you all could actually make it, and it's really an honor to host you in our home. So welcome, very warm welcome. This is ITM. I'd like to just take you through who we are, so that from now on, we always say you're a visitor once, and then your family. Okay, I don't know if there we go. So my name is Petunia. I've been around the block for a few times. I'm hoping my face does not show it. But ITM is an entity that is very young, but has quickly become a giant in the HR space. We're a Pan-African company. We love our brothers and sisters across the borders, and wherever we go, we ensure to make maximum impact that is lasting. And for us, we use HR as a strategy to grow businesses. So it's a tool to enable the people, the warm bodies on the ground, to thrive. Because companies, however, even if there's AI and technology, etc., they're still running. And if those people are doing well, companies meet their bottom line. So for us, we're more than just an administrative tool, we're a strategy as part of your success story. So we call ourselves your human capital partner. This young man over here, we actually just missed him. He was here yesterday and he has to fly out. He sends his regards. He started this company in 2011. Now 15,000 employees later, here we are. And yes, I think we should clap for him. He really worked hard. I'll tell you all about his story another time. It's really inspiring. This is our footprint so far. I know it says 18 countries. It should be updated. We're now in 23 countries and still counting. And we don't mind rolling up our sleeves and getting into those neighborhoods that nobody wants to go to, because we see ourselves as more than just a box ticking exercise. At a glance, this also needs to be updated. So it should say 14 years. We have 12 investment companies under our belt. And with that, though, HR and people management is the backbone of our commercial drive, we also do exist in the mining sector, sales and distribution. Remind me, where are my people in the room? Pharmaceuticals, customer experience, logistics, engineering space, environmental. We are everywhere. If there are people, ITM is there. And we have over 680 clients. That list is probably double by now, but we're going strong. And hopefully some of you in the room will join that list. Amen? Okay, so people ask us, which industries are you in? All of these and more. So wherever our clients are, we are there as well. And going through our services, I like to call them our solutions, because we really can package it according to whatever your needs are. I'm talking to HR specialists here, so everything I'm going to say, you've probably heard it a million times over. Bear with me, okay? Recruitment, you're looking for people, we've got them. We've got our own internal systems. You can imagine after 15,000 employees, we've had to come up with really creative ways to manage them. So if you're looking for people, we've got them across the globe. Employee onboarding, we have a lot of our customers who say, we do our own recruitment, but we do it a lot. And then we say, hang on. Perhaps the onboarding is not as robust, so people come in and go out, come in and go out. And we come in with our robust onboarding setup to make sure that your employees know exactly what success looks like in that role. And we found that once we do the onboarding, your retention rate really increases. Staff management, I know in South Africa we always say labor brokerage. I really hate that term. I'd rather call it staff management because for us it comes with a bang. It's labor brokerage with on steroids. We want to make sure that we cultivate a culture of excellence among the staff. So we'll go above and beyond just paying their salaries. We want to ensure they're getting the training that they need in their industry regularly. We're giving them the soft skills, and we also throw in wellness. We want to make sure from end to end your staff understand HR not as the boogeyman, but rather as their partner in crime. Okay, not real crime. Okay, stay with them. And there are several success factors. We've got your details now. We will share this profile with you as we go along. Also, expert management services, the benefit of being everywhere in the world means we can bring in the skills from wherever they are. Even if they're under a rock, trust me, we'll find them and we'll bring them to you. We'll manage them as well, just to make sure that from the time they leave their country to being here and then they finish and leave, we will be there holding your hand. Payroll management, pretty straightforward. I'm not going to explain this one. Salary surveys. A lot of our employees come and say, look, you're not paying me enough, you're not paying me enough. How do we really know if we are or not? So we'll come in, we do the salary surveys, benchmark, and also give you a plan. If you're above, below, or on par, what's next? So that your employees can feel like you're carrying them along. The worst thing about it is you come in and saying, actually, according to industry standards, I'm paying you enough. They're never happy with that. So they need to know the back end, how did you get to that conclusion, and what does my future look like in this organization? We do that with you. HR audit and consultant will come in and check your pulse. A lot of the people that we work with, you find that you're the only person there, or maybe you have a small team. You have so much to do. Sometimes things slip through the cracks, and you find out at critical moments. We'll come in, check your pulse, make sure that we standardize your systems, get them on par. Then you're already working from a high level vantage point. Professional training, this is fully customizable fully accredited, so you let us know what do you need, what do your teams need, what are the gaps that we need to fill. Whether it's full-on courses or we pull out certain modules to address certain concerns that are pressing in your organization, we will do that. We come to you, you come to us, we do it online, live, or even through our learning management system. We're happy to customize it to suit your team. Then training and apprenticeship programs, this has been really doing well for us because in a society where unemployment is rife, we cannot be an HR firm and we're not addressing those pressing needs in our country. So we took it upon ourselves to partner with TVET colleges all around the country, as well as universities, where we assist young people to actually do that transition from being students to actually integrating into the different industries. So whatever vocation you're looking for, we have the skills ready and available. These young people are desperately looking for someone to give them a chance. So what we do is we've noticed that they need some sort of work readiness program. So we built out a robust, like a giant of a program all around the country, mobilizing these young people so they can be able to come and sit in your offices and be productive. Because a lot of the times the challenges come around managing them, having them in your spaces and actually having them be effective. That huge shift for them is usually a massive adjustment. So we come in and we facilitate. So we'll find them, onboard them, manage them, train them until they become seasoned professionals. Corporate retreat and team building. We don't just want you to go out there, have a beer, roll around in the mud, and you come back, it's the same problems that are persisting. We will come in, have a consultation with you and your team, have a workshop. We want to understand what are the challenges that are hindering your bottom line. Once we know that, we design your team building experience around that. Then we want to monitor and evaluate as time goes. Was it impactful? Then from there, we're able to measure the success of the team building. Wellness services, we want to take care of your people. It doesn't mean much if you're giving them KPIs and everything and you want them to be at the desk and then they're abscond from work because they're not feeling okay. So we want to make sure we take care of the people, because when the people are doing well, the company is doing well. Monitoring and evaluation of projects. Simply put, you have a project, we have a team of project managers will ensure project success. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're implementing a new system or you have an event or you're even moving offices, will help you do that. So there's a change management element to this, because we understand we have to carry the teams along to ensure that your project is a success. Then talent assessment and employee evaluation, whether you want to do this for your new employees that you're onboarding or even recruits. You're still in your interview phase. You want to know the people that we're interviewing now say they can do 1, 2, 3. Can they really do it? We run simulations. We will be able to evaluate and give you a robust report to tell you, if you hire XYZ, this is what they can do, their strengths, their weaknesses, and this is what we suggest as their learning path with your company, so that you're able to get the most bang for your buck. It really is a challenging path when you hire someone, you think they're going to hit the ground running, and it takes them another 8 months before they can actually understand what they've come to do, and you start to have a bit of post-purchase dissonance. Why did I hire this guy? So we're trying to close that gap as quickly as possible. Then call center services. This is now helping your internal message go out to the people. It's customizable. You can buy seats and say, can I have 10 people, 5 people, however many. It really depends on you. And they can be servicing your team in terms of taking inbound calls, outbound calls. We don't even mind generating leads for you, because sometimes your business is thriving, but you could be doing that much more. Just if someone was reaching out to your customers and saying, hey, we're over here and this is what we do. So we work with you to take your content and make it communicable to other people outside. Because sometimes we forget, I might know all about ITM, but unless I paint a picture for you, you might not really understand exactly what we do. So we carry you along in that process to ensure that you communicate your best foot forward in the market. And then just a sample of all our clients across the borders, even in South Africa. Some of you, I don't know, I'm looking around in the room, some of our clients should actually be here. but this is just a sample to show you in various industries, mining, automotive, construction, even in the NGO space, we are there. Like I said, if there's people, ITM is there. And this looks familiar. Thank you once again for coming through. We really appreciate hosting you today, and I look forward to a very long and fruitful engagement with all of you. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for my MD. Thank you so much for beautifully summing up what we are all about. And like you say, this is just the beginning of great things. We are looking to develop a community of practice of HR professionals, looking at topical issues that are affecting your work and how we can bring solutions and help you as a strategic partner to solve those challenges and bring you to somewhere. You love me that much. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so without speaking a lot, because if you leave me here, I can continue. Introduce the AI strategist, an executive coach, a life coach, and some they call her the queen of AI. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation, let's make welcome Dr. Joylene Josan, who is going to be facilitating this workshop today. And she's just going to us a teaser. We can only do so much in a couple of hours, but don't despair. There's a full program after this. Let's give you a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you this morning? I said, how are you? I'm strong. And moreover, I said, good morning, meaning your morning is good, right? Yes. So do you agree your morning is good? Yes. Yes, all right. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And I'd like to take this opportunity as well to say a very big thank you to the MD of ITM Katope, for having me here today, and also we call him Apostle Oscar. Thank you so much for having me in the entire ITM crew. And thank you, because this event is a success, because you came. Imagine if we organized and prepared everything and you didn't show up, the event was not going to be a success, but it's a success because you are here. So let's put your hands together and thank you for being here today. All right. So yes, my name is Dr. Joylene Josamo. I've been around for quite some time, and I have implemented ICT systems, when I was still a teenager, and it has been, a long time dealing with computers, but not only with computers, systems, and people. So I've learned over the years to come up with ways how machines, people, systems, and processes can work together to produce amazing results. So today we are going to talk about artificial intelligence. And as you know, all of us are using artificial intelligence, right? I always say that when I started working as a young girl, in that year, the internet was still new. In those years, the internet was still new, and computers were still new as well, at least where I was. And when I started working as a graduate trainee, here you call it internship, I got into a very big organization, and they were changing systems. It was during the Y2K. I know maybe you were not yet born. Yes. Who knows the Y2K? Yeah. All right, great. So during those times also, laptops were very new. Not many people were using laptops. So when we got in as young people, we were so excited. When they took me to the server room, I saw something that looked like a car. It was a server. It was so huge. And then when I went to the desk, it was those desktop computers. And now we're changing systems. So what I noticed that the people that who were there before me resisted the change. They didn't want to move with the times.
So us as young people were so excited. We got to the internet, we got to use the new systems, we replaced our old desktops with laptops, we changed the old systems, we changed, the programming languages, and we started doing new things. And guess what? In the process of time, those that resisted change became redundant. And it was not the computer that took their job, it was us young people who embraced new technology, who took their jobs. And in no time we got promoted. We were the talk of the organization. Young people began to be leaders of all the people that were there. They got discouraged. In the process of time, retrenchment came. Who was retrenched? Those people, right? Why do you think they got retrenched? Why do you think they became redundant? It is because they did not embrace the new technology. They did not embrace the change. So the change has come. AI is not coming. AI is here. And AI is not here to replace human beings. AI is here to augment human beings. And it is not AI that is going to take people's jobs. It is people who know how to use AI who will take people's jobs. Because those that are using AI are over 80% more effective than those who are not. And when we are talking of AI, we also bring automation. Like today, who used an Uber coming here today? Okay, Dan used an Uber. How long did you wait for the Uber to arrive?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Were you irritated that it was far?
No.
Okay. It was fine with you. What if maybe it took 10 minutes? Were you going to say?
I'd be a little bit irritated if it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes, right? But do you know that before now, he would walk from he stays here in Randburg. So he would walk from his house to here. How long do you think it can take you to walk from your place to here?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. But he would be irritated by waiting for 10 minutes, right? And also, if, for example, you wanted to send a letter to your, who comes from the Eastern Cape? Okay. If you wanted to send a letter to your people in the village, how long would it take for them to receive the letter?
7 days.
7 days. And now when you send a WhatsApp and the person doesn't read for a day, how do you feel?
Offended.
Do you see that? So we are already using automation. Now he's using a vehicle that is already automation. The trip has been automated and it's now faster. So you won't compete with him if you are still walking. Same as with AI. If you are not using AI, you are like that Dan that is not using a car. He's walking to this place. Someone will be there 4 minutes before him. I mean, maybe 20 minutes before him. And now we say, where have you been? So, no, I was walking. Too late. Someone got the job already. And you'd want to send a message. It will take 7 days. Someone said, no, immediately I sent the message. They read the message and I already have a response. So you see that we are already using these things. And if we are not embracing AI, you'll be like that person who is still sending a letter to the village. You're still sending a letter to Europe. How long will it take? So that's why we are saying, if you're not using AI, you are being left behind. And in no time, you become redundant. Other people will come. They will do your work better. They will produce better results. So this is what we are talking about. AI is not there to replace human beings, but it is people who know how to use AI who are going to take other people's jobs. I've got a brother, he works for a tractor manufacturing company. So he was telling me that the tractors that they are manufacturing these days are automated. They don't need a human driver. You just need to sit there, program it, and say when you get to this coordinate, 10 left or 10 right. When you reach there, then 10 left or 10 right, and then you plow like this. You program the tractor. So who is going to take the driver's job? It is someone who knows how to program the tractor, not the tractor itself. So I'm trying to tell you that AI is not taking people's jobs, but it is people who know how to use it who are going to take people's jobs. All right. So who here is already working in HR? You're already working in HR. Okay. All right. Who is running their own businesses? Okay. And you deal with HR related issues. And my sisters here, what function do you do in your organizations? Operations. All right. Operations as well. Okay. So in HR, what are your pain points? What are the things that you are seeing that, this thing here takes me time? What are the things that you do? Or what do you understand are the HR functions? So this class is very interactive. So we are all going to be talking. I'm just facilitating, right? Yes. What are the HR functions that you know? What do HR people do? Yes? Hiring people?
Managing their salaries and benefits.
Okay. Right. Conducting interviews. Yeah.
Performance management.
Employee wellness. Performance management.
They drink wine when they go home.
They drink wine when they go home on a good day. Is it because of stress or they just want to relax? Okay, what else? Payroll administration. Yes, what else?
Recruitment.
Is someone jotting this down so that we can go through them? All right. So do you see that what you've spoken about, these are admin functions of the HR department. Do we agree? This is administration. But do you know that when we use AI, we can have payroll administration run by an AI assistant. We can have interviews done by an AI assistant. So that as an HR person, you focus on more strategic issues. You focus on, maybe employee wellness. You focus on emotional intelligence. You focus on organizational development. You focus on, predicting talents that will be relevant for your organization using artificial intelligence. So this is why we are here today, so that we move from, focusing on the more administrative tasks to more strategic issues within our organizations. All right. So I'm saying, imagine if you could save 30% of your time. Let's say you work 5 days a week or maybe 6 days a week and you've got 30% of that time saved. How would you use that time? So start thinking about, if you're not doing payroll administration, if you're not conducting interviews, if you're not doing administration, how would you use your time? Now you need to position yourself within that organization so that you are needed. Otherwise you become redundant. Computers will do the work for you. So I always say that let human beings do what humans can do, and let computers do what computers can do. Right? So that we are effective in our organizations. And over 60% of HR time is consumed by admin duties. 50% of those tasks could be automated with AI. That is research by McKinsey. And today we explore how AI is not replacing HR, but supercharging it. All right. So maybe let's talk about artificial intelligence, the definition. Although I've tried not to bore you with technical jargon, but to just remain, focused on the purpose for today. So artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence in machines. So we are saying that machines can think, they can reason, they can act like human beings. So, these machines are designed to think, learn, and make decisions like humans. But the difference is that the machines will do it faster, smarter, and without fatigue. So the machines will not get tired. The machines will not ask for a leave. The machines will not say, I can't be doing it. And the machine doesn't have a negative attitude. Do you agree? So yeah, we're saying AI enables computers and systems to perform tasks such as understanding language, right? Like, you've got your Siri, it understands language, recognizing patterns, making predictions, and solving problems, all based on data, from chatbots to self-driving cars, AI is already reshaping how we work and live. All right, so let's talk about the current pain points. Remember, I went around the table to ask about your pain points. What are your current pain points? So we are saying that endless admin tasks, the ones that we spoke about, they are endless, right? So how are we going to resolve it? We are going to learn today. And also how employee turnover. Why are people resigning from your organization? Do you know? And if you know, do you just sack to say, okay, this is the reason, or your decision is based on real data that can be measured? And then also said too many great candidates lost in hiring backlogs. Remember, we spoke about interviews and recruitment. So sometimes because you're overwhelmed, you've got 20 CVs to go through, maybe 50 CVs to go through. As a human being, you can make an error. So that's why you need the machines and systems to assist you in that process. And time-consuming performance reviews. Who does performance reviews here?
Done before.
And how did you do them?
One-on-one.
So do you printing papers and writing down? Okay, who else? Yes, how do you do them? Yes, one, and then you'll be writing down. So do you see that it can, imagine if you've got 50 employees, how are you going to manage? And we are saying with AI, you can automate such processes, right? And then inefficient succession planning. You know, maybe you are an HR executive this morning, who is taking over from you? Are you developing that person? And if you're developing them, what are you using to measure, the areas where they need support, or the training areas that you need to assist them with? So I've also seen that in HR, there's lack of predictive insights due to manual data handling. So a lot of data in HR is scattered, data is everywhere, and sometimes it's difficult to pull information from here, from there, and make informed decisions, or just compile that data so that it's meaningful. All right. So what does AI bring to HR? So here we are going to talk about, the categories of AI in HR and how HR can use AI for its functions. So we are saying that we've got descriptive AI and descriptive data analysis or analytics. And this helps us to know what's happening within the organization. So we gather data that is going to help us with the descriptive insights in the organization, what's happening right now, and also predictive analysis using predictive AI, what will likely happen because of these things that are happening in the organization. Now I've collected this data. So what is likely to happen? So AI is going to let you know that this person will resign within 6 months. This person cannot stay here for 1 year, because you are monitoring their work using AI. And then prescriptive analysis using prescriptive AI. Now, what should we do? Should we begin to look for someone? Or maybe should we intervene? Should we train? Should we provide, wellness programs? What should we do? And then a generative AI, which gives you, the ability to create content, report, job description templates, and other things that you would like to create using generative AI. All right. So at the back, I'd like you to click for me here so that we can see the live data, demo, because we'd like to demonstrate using data. Right. So we are saying that in HR, we need to make data-driven insights, data-driven decisions, because if it's not data-driven, then it will not work. You are making assumptions, right? Are you able to do it at the back? Okay, let's do it. We need to look at that data set. I'm saying click on the laptop. Let's see. Okay, I would like to go to the live data set. Okay, so do you see that data, right? So that is employee data. And we are saying we would like to analyze this data so that we see who is performing better than the other, which department is performing better, and also from the gender perspectives, males or females doing better than the other group, and so forth and so on. So you can see here that we are using real data, but anyway, I extracted this data. So if you'd like maybe to sample data, you can actually use ChatGPT. Who uses ChatGPT here?
Yeah, me.
So you can go on your ChatGPT and say, please create a data set with 50 employees and tell it what fields it should put. And in no time you have that data. So that is generative AI already, right? So you can do that. So I use ChatGPT. I didn't capture this manually because imagine how long would it take me to capture 50 employees with all those details. But I just went on to AI and said, create this data set for me, and boom, it produced that data set. So now I would like to analyze that data. Okay, so in analyzing this data, we would like to see, do longer serving employees, score better or higher in performance? Are there gender-based trends in performance? Does qualification level correlate with performance? Because if I ask you now, you give me answers, right? But your answers will be wrong because they are not data-driven. Now we are saying, let us use AI to analyze the data. And now remember, we spoke about AI helping us with descriptive, prescriptive, generative, and data analytics. So we are also going to apply all those categories of AI in analyzing our data. So we are saying now we have analyzed our data, and we have seen that female employees perform slightly higher on average. So what should we do? Consider role-specific development programs. So it's not only telling me that females are performing better, but now it tells me what to do. Do you see that? Now it says consider role-specific development programs. Now I know what to do. And then years of service versus performance. Because if I say, do we think people that have been in organizations perform better than new ones? You can answer quickly, but it's not data driven. But using this data, we are now saying that there's weak correlation. Tenure alone doesn't guarantee higher performance. Because there are people that have been longer in the organization that perform very well. And there are people that have been long in the organization and they perform poorly. So tenure alone is not a good indicator for us to know whether longer serving employees perform better. And we are saying AI tools can help evaluate employees more holistically so that you don't just make assumptions. Now, performance score by qualification. So you can see diplomas, how they score, and PhDs. Can you see that? Now we are saying higher qualifications correlate with better performance. And we say now AI can match roles to qualifications more, efficiently. So that you know that when someone has disqualification, let's put them in this role. Because sometimes in organizations, we see that someone has qualification, but they take an admin job. Yet they can use their qualification to do a higher job, a more strategic job, and in a better position in the organization. Are we still together? All right. And then performance score by department. So we are seeing that the IT department stands out with the highest performance. So what should we do? So we are saying this could reflect stronger alignment of skills to roles, meaning there's alignment between skills and roles. So there's better engagement in the department or more effective processes, key areas to analyze and replicate across other departments. So we can see that IT is doing very well because people have IT qualification there and they're doing the IT work. And yet maybe in HR or finance, people have got admin yet they're doing finance. That's why maybe the department is not doing very well. Okay, like the finance department. You see that finance is not doing very well. Can you see that? in blue. Anyone from finance here? So finance is not doing well, maybe because of the skills match or even experience within the team. So now, how does descriptive AI apply to HR? Now we are saying IT department leads with an average performance score of 76. Finance department's lags. This is descriptive. It's describing the problem in the organization. It's describing our data. Now we are saying employees with higher qualifications, perform better, and women slightly outperform men in overall performance. That it has described what we are facing in the organization so that we can make data-driven decisions. All right. Now, how does predictive AI apply? Now we are saying identify which new hires are likely to become top performers, and also predict attrition risk based on tenure and performance patterns. Then model performance outcomes based on upskilling and training initiatives. That is what predictive. What do you predict to happen in the near future in your organization? Now, how does prescriptive AI, or analytics help us? Then prescriptive, now we are prescribing, it's like we are now doctors, right? We are prescribing the medication. Now we are saying focus training on underperforming departments like finance. Maybe in finance, they are not performing better because there are no training opportunities. Finance is ever busy. What are they doing? They are ever busy, right? Encourage peer learning from high-performing departments like IT. All right. Okay. And then revise hiring profiles to target higher qualification levels, and then support high performance potential female employees into leadership roles. Now you have seen that females are performing better. Can we now put them on the succession bench? Right, because we have the data and we can prove it. And you know that AI, eliminates bias, favoritism, nepotism. It won't be there because here we are using data. So it's not because I like you, I don't like you. Machines will never like or not like, right? And then how does generative AI apply? Then we're saying we're going to auto-generate job descriptions based on performance profiles, and also create personalized learning path and improvement, draft interview questions and feedback forms, and also build tailored reports and email communication. So instead of you all the time sitting down to write an email, you can just program it in AI that every Monday send an email to my employees and then follow up on that same email maybe after 3 days. And that admin task is taken care of by your AI. Maybe you are saying that every month we have meetings, and then you just program it using AI. That every second week of the month, send an email to everyone within the organization and tell them that AB and follow up a week after. All right. And then bringing it all together, we can create AI-powered HR dashboard where we have our descriptive, AI, our prescriptive, our predictive, and also our generative AI together. So you can just click, and then the reports come. Then you can send to your executives, you can send to the CEO of the organization, you can send to your partners, and you focus on more strategic activities. Now, let's look at strategic AI integration into HR. So what we need to understand is that AI alone cannot do the work. So we need to understand what we do on a daily basis. That's why I said, can you list the things that you do as an organization, as HR within? What exactly do you do? Now here, we can do task mapping and automate an automation guide, and this guide will help us reduce repetitive workload. What are those things that we are doing every day? Improving efficiency and accuracy, accelerate employee service delivery, optimizing HR resources for higher value activities. Because HR, I don't think you want to be administrators. Do you want to be administrators? No, you want to be more strategic. So let computers and systems, do do those things that are administrative, and then you are smarter. You are smarter than machines. So don't let machines be smarter than you, right? Yeah. So what are AI solutions in HR? So these AI solutions in HR, are intelligent technologies that help HR professionals automate, optimize, and transform traditional HR processes using artificial intelligence. And these tools mimic human thinking, like what we discussed earlier, such as learning, reasoning, decision making, and deliver faster, more accurate. Do you see that? Faster, more accurate. There's no error. I was talking to a guy yesterday. He got a company to do his car. And he was telling me that the company doesn't know how to write his name. Yet he has filled in the forms. On the forms, he has written his name as Pavel. But they still call him Pavel. You see? Because there's human error. But we are still with machines. They will not make that error. And you get the user to type their own details instead of filling up a form. And also when it's an AI sending the email, the greeting, the AI will not say, "Dear Pavel." The AI will know it's Pavel, and let me send him the email. So do you see, you eliminate, human error. There are more accurate, cost-effective outcomes across the value chain. Okay, so why they matter? Why do they matter in HR, these AI solutions? Have you ever heard of AI solutions? Right? Okay, so we are saying that they'll free HR from administrative overload and empower the function to become more strategic. So now we'll be talking about strategic HR management, right? And also data-driven employee and organizational forecasts. I remember when I was still in corporate, like when I receive an email from HR to say HR wants to see you, you begin to wonder, what have I done? Maybe my work is not good, maybe they're about to fire me, maybe I'm being called for discipline. That's how people feel about HR. Do you know that? Then people also don't feel safe giving in their information to HR. They think that HR, when they are at the post area having coffee, they're discussing them. So you can change that narrative by you and be more strategic, right? So we are saying, what are the benefits? Automate time-consuming admin tasks, improve decision-making with data, enhance employee experience, reduce bias in hiring, right? So that we don't see your cousin in the workplace. Reduce biases and scale HR operations without scaling costs. Let's talk about costs. Sometimes it's very expensive, but now we are saying we can scale. Then types of AI solutions and their use cases. So here, can you click the hyperlink? Is there anyone? You can just click here where it says final. Go back. Click here. Then click there. All right. So these are some of the AI solutions that one can implement in the organization. That just click and go up to the first row. Go up, okay. All right. So the first there, okay, I wanted you to go up. No, it's fine. So the first we've got AI chatbots. Have you ever seen AI chatbots? All right. So those can help you actually manage some of the things that you're already doing. For example, if in your organization they are always asking you about leave days, about those things, chatbot can answer them. And then we can have AI assistants, right? AI assistants as well can do a lot of the work. Imagine you having an assistant. Have you ever used maybe an AI assistant in your meeting? Maybe using Zoom or Teams, where it writes notes for you and sends. You see, you have an assistant already. So you can look at certain functions within your organization and say, which ones do we need an assistant for? So that you focus on the strategic, things within the organization, and the chatbots will be doing the work, thing about chatbots or AI is that it's 24/7, service. So whether it's someone wakes up from their home and they think about HR, they go there, HR is there. Maybe you're on leave. What will happen? Yes. Okay, all right. Maybe it's you're on leave. You shouldn't be called back from maternity leave because you need to answer questions. The assistant is there. The chatbot is there. Or even an AI agent, which is more advanced and can do a lot of things. Like I'm talking about now, the use cases. You can do resume screening, talent matching, proactive attrition alerts using the agent. And with the assistant can do interview scheduling, onboarding workflows, payroll queries. You can use an assistant so that you don't have to do such things. And then you've got NLP. It analyzes employee feedback, scanning CVs, and generating reports. Then I spoke about predictive, generative, prescriptive, and descriptive already. All right, please can you close this document? So I can give you this if you'd like, so that maybe when you go back to work, you can see which AI solution is ideal for you, or you want to start with. And the beautiful thing that I will show you later is that we can build chatbots for you. We can build AI assistants for you. We can build AI agents for you, so that you focus on things that are more strategic in the organization. And sometimes it will save you time to hire, and also it saves you time instead of you hiring someone, taking them through training to understand your systems. We can build even GPTs for you. In the same way ChatGPT answers your questions, we can have a GPT that is specific to your organization. So one can be relevant for you. Then upskill HR teams. Sometimes everyone is going for training except HR. Why in the organization? And when we talk about upskilling the HR team, they don't think about digital education or digital training. So begin to be interested in digital education or digital training, because we are living in a digital world. And imagine you are living in a digital world and you do not have digital skills. It won't work, right? And then we implement those solutions with change. So there has to be change management. And what I've seen is that sometimes people want to implement change in the organizations, but it's not human-centric. As a result, people are not involved. People actually run away. They don't want to be involved in that change. They sabotage the change. Why? There was no human element. You left out the people, and you were going with machines only. But we are saying machines only will not work. Let's bring people, processes, machines, technologies together so that we can have effectiveness in our organizations. All right. And then I've got a beautiful lady with me today. She's going to give a live testimony of how our interaction and the use of AI has assisted her in the work that she's doing. And the lady is Ashley Singh. All right. And then from there we'll take questions, but now I'd like to hear from her how our interaction has been. We've been talking with her, regarding AI. Last week we were in Cape Town together. She's got a client in Cape Town. She invited me over, and we're talking about implementing AI solutions for all her clients. Right now in November, we'll be going to Dubai to implement AI solutions for her clients. So the clients are all over the world in 7 countries, 8 countries now. China is on board now. Imagine to China from South Africa using artificial intelligence, and that could be you. So let us work together. Let's just put our hands together.
Okay, wonderful. HR people.
people, everybody seated, mesmerized by our stunning Dr. Joylene Jasamu. She's really amazing, right? Has the story inspired you? What was the biggest inspiration that stood out for you? Let's just take 2 quick shares. What stood out for you? What was your aha as she spoke? Yes.
The taking away of those boring and tedious admin duties. I think that stood out.
Absolutely, right? Because we get bogged down in admin. Yes, go ahead.
She was interested into technology at a younger age, and she actually committed herself till today.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Stay committed, stay your ground, and you make magic as you play in your space of magic. Now, for me, my career in HR started many moons ago. Some of you were probably not even born then, so that was around 1998. Yeah. And so when I stepped into my first HR role, I was appointed as an HR officer. But when I landed at my desk, I was told the HR manager just resigned with immediate effect, which meant I had nobody to coach me and mentor me. What I knew came straight out of my books, and I was fresh out of university. And here comes this very good-looking general manager, and he puts a file on my desk, and he says, please produce the headcount reports for 29 stores by next week, because we need to do our workforce planning. And I look at him and I say, yes, of course, sure, it will be done. I had no clue what a headcount report meant. I had no clue where the 29 stores were. I was in the Clicks group at that time. And I had no idea how I was going to get all of this pulled together. But here's where the magic started happening for me. And this is the magic that I moved into my workspace for me for the last 26 years. So I sat there and I said, okay, I can go through this file and I can try and figure this out. Or I can start looking at who are the people I can get connected with to help me figure this out. And so immediately I started calling up the hub managers, introduced myself because there was no onboarding. Nobody onboarded me. I didn't know what the policies were that applied to me. I didn't know what my work structure was. I knew who my manager's manager was, but she hadn't met me as yet. So the hub managers and I started talking. Little did I realize that connection time with these hub managers was like, oh my God, HR spoke to me. I didn't realize that in any way or form. Because for me, that was just me being me, right? And I worked with them to co-create the plan for the 29 stores. And when we delivered the report that next week, I called those hub managers in with me to deliver the report. And the general manager was like, why is everybody here? I said, well, we co-created this report and we co-created the plan. And that plan was one of the most amazing plans that they had for the next 2 months that they've ever seen before. Why?
Sorry, I think collaboration.
Collaboration, exactly. Now, when we are bogged down in HR silos, that collaborative effort misses altogether. How many of you can vouch, hand on heart, I produce HR solutions in a collaborative manner? We feel like we need to do it by ourselves, right? But the other part there is that it started giving me the opportunity to connect and build relationships. So I'm not used to using a mic in my hands. So my voice is going up and down. Sorry about that. So that's the collaborative piece. Now, as I started getting more into the role, I realized that there was an HR network around me. But guess what? Talent department did not speak to the culture department, didn't speak to the training department, didn't speak to the recruitment department, didn't speak to the payroll department. And then we had multiple business units. So you had an HR structure in a business unit that was replicated with 12 HR specialities across 8 brands. Wow. This was starting to get like, this is just nuts. Right? But this is my 1998 story. And that 1998 story carried through with me over the years until eventually I started leading up HR roles, where for me the biggest thing was kill the silos. Be paying my salary. The CEO, the executive, the vice president, they're going to decide on my promotion, right? Not the employees who I am having to actually support on a day-to-day basis. Now, when we start bringing in data tools like AI, this is where, one, we start killing the silos. Why? Because it becomes a single place where we can start pulling information together. Now, my Excel data sheets then started modeling. I started getting really smart with Excel sheets, started data modeling, started pulling information from the different departments, pushing it all together in a sheet, seeing how I can draw my analytics, etc. Right? But then that HR disconnect, walking that tightrope, am I supporting the employee? Am I supporting management? Right? Again, it comes down to what is my role and purpose in this space? When I am not feeling confident enough to push back against management, it usually is because I don't have the right data set to support what I want to propose. True or false? Right? Then let's just talk for a second about personalities. Usually, management, exco have your typical red-blue personalities. ESTE, NTJs, yeah, not the N's, yeah. Thinking, feeling, assertive, give me the data, show me the facts. And us HR folk are the yellow-green people, the fairies and the stars. Am I right? So the fairies and the stardust is trying to compete with the assertive, aggressive who would want the money. Nothing wrong with that, because we need to do the dance together. We complement each other. They need to meet us at where we are, and we need to meet them where they are. We fall short as HR when we are not able to talk their language. Agree? Disagree? Right? So how do we start talking the language? Your red-blue personality types want the stuff that Jolene has been talking about. When they talk and when they make decisions, they're making decisions from your financial statements. They're making decisions from profitability, margin, GP, budgets, forecasts, AOPs, all these number things. And us yellow-green folk are not so numbers-based. So our AI tools start helping us speak the language. You're saying the same thing to them. You're saying that we need an initiative that is going to start putting employee well-being at the top of our strategic agenda. Why? With the why, you're able then to share 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had to run a culture transformation project that took almost 2 years, and I needed a budget of about 2 million rands. Try getting that one right in an organization where their bottom line was now totally eroded. So it's chicken and egg, right? Because we know, why is bottom line eroded? Our people don't like us anymore. To get our people to like us and work for us, what do we need to do? Spend money. Where are we getting the money from? We don't know. But can we do this? So I had to literally put together, again, coming out of those 500 interviews that I had, that was my data. The data told the story. HR silence, telling the half-baked story. So if I went in there and I just said to them, yeah, I had a lot of coffee dates and I felt really, good, wined and dined and met a lot of people, and people just don't like us, it wasn't gonna fly. But I had to go down into 500 people, this age group, this kind of demographic, years of service, particular type of claims that they were making, bucket them into thematics, etc., etc. Qualitative, quantitative data. It was eventually, I think, like about a 56-page slide deck that I produced from there. Whilst my leader that was sitting up in Columbus, Indiana, kept on phoning in to ask, has she started working as yet? And they're like, no, she's still having coffee. Okay? But if we tell a half-baked story, or we're not confident enough to tell our story, we become silenced as HR folk. You see this? We can't support the initiatives that you want to roll out. We can't do the prescriptive part of our work. We can't do the predictive part of our work because we're telling half stories. Now, it's not that we can't and we don't know how to, but because we get bogged down. We get bogged down in exactly what Dr. Jolene was saying. How many leave days do I have? There's a grievance coming up. Somebody has a conflict in department number 1, 2, and 3. This manager is not doing what he or she should do. So you're constantly fighting these fires, right? And you're bogged down in things that could be slightly more automated, could be slightly more entrenched in your organizations, could be developed to a point where some of these day-to-day routine HR processes work by themselves. Chatbots for answering your compliance and policy matters works like a charm. It's like HR call center. And I've worked with an organization in the medical field, and literally, there's no more HR administration in that organization. Everything gets run via the AI agents, or the bots, or a call center. So there's different levels at which that kind of work happens. Yeah. Now, we want to get to this point from paper to people. Now, with the consulting work that I do, I work a lot on this word or this terminology called interbeing and caring and connecting. Because this is the magic that misses in HR. Do we care? Do we connect? Do we see our organizations as an interrelated ecosystem where there are interdependencies at every single point? And when we start seeing those interdependencies at every single point in your organization, you recognize more and more how the care and the connection part has to come to the front. Now, I cannot be caring and I cannot be connecting if I am having to push the paper. If I'm having to answer those 200 calls a day of the same question being asked. One of the organizations I worked in, we had an operational efficiency of around 45 or 48%. Now the operational efficiency scorecard, all of you HR folk would know this. We're looking at time to close on recruitment and number of errors in your paperwork and time to answer to your managers you worked with, etc., etc. Right? Around between a 40 and 56% efficiency level. We moved that to a 96% efficiency level. And we moved the dial in about 10 months before the next audit. That was my thing to the team. Before the next audit, I'm not seeing another red on this page, right? This is not what I signed up for. These are stupid things that can be taken care of ASAP. But also drilling down into that, HR face a huge well-being challenge. Because we kind of have to play in a space of almost being schizophrenic. Manager wants this, employee wants that. I want this. Who should I be today? How am I showing up? Right? And again, it comes back to let my data tell my story. Let me move into that space of having that human connection. Let me go out and listen. I mean, if I didn't spend that time I did with the 500 employees, I would not have had the success rate that the organization actually had. I would have been sitting in high-profile meetings with ExCo developing strategy. And for me, my strategy was very simple. Connect with your people. It was as simple as that. Because they asked me, what is your HR strategy? Connect with your people. And we drove that sense of connection through every single department. Now, Dr. Jolene showed up some simulated stats just now around performance management, right? If you added a column in there that said manager's name, suddenly you have a different picture. I swear to you, performance is correlated to your manager. Retention is correlated to the quality of your manager. Absenteeism is correlated to the quality of your manager. So where are we playing in? How does that data now change the story? Engagement surveys, I spoke to somebody last night, they were designing an engagement survey for a 5,000 strong organization. And it's like, okay, what story is this going to tell? How can we simplify it? Because this engagement survey started going over 15 different categories and. So I'm helping them work through a process of simplifying your engagement strategy. If you did one thing and just went in and asked questions about the quality of your leader within the organization, you will get a story. And AI tools help us get to that story. So I've also now started collaborating really closely with Dr. Joylene in terms of a software application that I've developed. I've taken all of my HR pain points and pushed it into culture building software. And this culture building software it's going to be doing the descriptive analysis, it's going to have the predictive and the prescriptive analysis that's coming with it as well. Because we are looking into well-being in the workplace. We're looking into your development aspects. We're looking into how your KPIs are actually aligned to organizational strategy. But we're pulling all of this together into a single platform. Why? Because HR silos kill your business. Disconnected HR folk, when we're disconnected from the people we are leading, we are not serving our purpose. And if we keep silent because we feel we don't know what we need to know, once again, you're doing a disservice. We're doing a disservice to the organizations whom we're serving. And we want to have a human and automation collaboration. And I think somebody had me on camera earlier today, right? And I was saying that in as much as AI is there to pull out data and reports and stats and everything else, your intelligence is super intelligence as a human being. More superior than AI. AI helps us construct the data in a way that makes sense. It helps us receive data much quicker as opposed to having to sit and almost do a master's thesis. Right? Because some of our work that 500 people thing that I did took me a good couple of weeks to get down to all the data. But if I had a bot or an agent or whatever at that time, I could have done it in maybe 2 days, right? But stand your ground and earn your space. Earn your space as a credible HR colleague, associate in your workplace, because that is why you are there. Never underplay the importance of your role. And I often say to HR folk whom I coach and mentor that, do you realize you're actually the conscience of your business? Do you? Do you realize that if you look at the wheel of a tire, the center spoke of a tire is the most important part in the wheel, right? If that central spoke is not there, what happens to the rest of the tire? Does it work? Can it go around and round? No. That is how powerful HR is. Because we influence on the left-hand side and the left-hand side. Left and right. All of the time. You're walking this tightrope of influence. Do this with grace. Do it with charm. Do it with your data support. And, let consultants into your life to help train and develop those skills that, you might feel like I don't have it now, but you can certainly have it. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. Very well done. Thank you. All right. So we are saying now, take action. And today, was just an introduction of what we can do to assist you in the integration of AI into your organization, and also what you expect from AI. So as I said, what do we bring on board? Remember this this slide, right? So we can provide you with future-ready skills development for career growth, and also customize AI solutions for your organization. So for today only, we have this special. We are offering the AI training for 2 days. MD, 2 days. It's a 2-day training, right? 2-day training. And for this cohort, because you were here, your organization was here, we are giving it for only 5,750. That's VAT inclusive. So there's a form on your desk, right? So you can just indicate, show your interest. You can just show your interest, even if maybe you have to go back to the office, discuss, with the maybe finance or whoever is responsible for training or the books, and then you say, okay, I attended that program on the, what's the date? 26th. On the 26th of June, and I qualify for the special prize, and we'll give it to you. So you have 2 months, how many days to make the decision in Oscar? How many days? Okay, so at least come back, with feedback by next week. Or even if you are still discussing with your organization, you can just send an email to say, we are still discussing, but we are interested in attending this program. So do you see that it's half price? The normal price is 11,000, but you can go to other, organizations. You see that the same training we are offering for 5,000 or 11,000, other people are charging 20,000. So we are saying that because this is a special price, and also we are human-centric. We are not about the money, but we are about human capital development. So we would really like to work with you and work with your organizations to take this AI into your organization. All right, so do we have any questions? Any questions? Okay, there's a question from them. Anyone with a question? All right. Okay, so this is what tech stack do you use to build the customized AI solutions, or do you have a plug and play solution to offer? Okay, so it depends on what exactly you are looking for. I hope she's still connected. Is she still connected so that she can hear the answer? So yes, remember we said we customize AI solutions for you. So what do you want? Do you want a chatbot? Do you want an assistant? Do you want an agent? Okay, and also what do you want to do? Then we make it based on the specific needs of your organization. So we don't have a one solution or one size fits all solution. As I said, we have a toolbox. From our toolbox, depending on what you want to achieve, we pick up the right tool to assist you in your organization. Yes. Anyone else with any questions? All right, so what did you learn? Did you learn something? Should I just go around the table? Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, Dan.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh,
just doing my voice. So I checked in the room, there's 8 men, 25 women that I counted.
Yes.
So I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, what's up with the stats here? And the thing is, it's easier for women to do business nowadays, even though the world is still predominantly run by men and the money's with the men. Because nowadays...
Money's with the women. Women, what do you say?
But here's the thing. I used to do content creation. And like while you guys saw me jumping around, I was literally just recording some stuff for what used to take producers to do hours, we can do now in seconds. And what I want to say to you guys, I'm coming to this event and I'm partnering with Jolene with many things. And don't just come to the event just to learn about AI. Get plugged in, get your business plugged in and say, all right, cool, how can I connect and start building? Because we're building a global team and we're using AI to help us to automate systems. So for example, I don't want to sit at this event talking to 100 people to find one client. So I was like sitting there and while you were saying, hey, we can do this, we can do that, I was like, Jolene, how come I didn't know this? But I just wanted to ask you, Jolene, hard sell us now as to why are we going to get left behind if we don't take action today.
If you don't take action today, like what happened in the year 2000, when, why in the Y2K era, remember what I told you? Those that were not taking action were retrenched, they became redundant, their skill set remained the same. So if you want to move with the time, if you want to be relevant in today's age, if you want to be a future, relevant leader, take this course today. And you'll thank me later. Even you will thank your future self. I don't regret, having studied AI and, a lot of systems. I don't regret today. I'm so happy that I was able to take that step, to make that decision, and up to today, I'm helping many more around the world. And with AI, you will not go wrong. You can do amazing things sitting in your house, reaching the whole world. So sign up today. Then I'm saying sign up today, because if you don't, you'll be redundant. There will be no space for you and for your business in the digital age.
Can I just share something quickly?
Yes.
So I've got some friends who've lost their Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin, they bought hundreds and thousands of coins when it was cents. And they didn't know what was going to happen with Bitcoin. And next thing, Bitcoin skyrocketed. And if you think about it, those guys that have 100 or 200 Bitcoin are technically very wealthy, but they've lost their product key. So the thing I like about AI, not just working with you, is Joelene is a person of influence. Ashley, you're a person of influence, globally connected. Get plugged in.